everyone. This week I thought I would help out by giving you handy travel tips when arriving in Edinburgh. So I was thinking, what's handy to know when you arrive in a new city that you don't really know? And I thought knowing how to get from where you arrive to where you're staying, or at least to the centre of town, is handy. See how I try to help out? So I figured I would give you easy ways to get from the airport to the city centre and a rough orientation from, say, the main train station, city centre, bus station, city centre, that sort of thing. For if you're coming, you want to know how to do these things. So let's start with the main one. Edinburgh Airport. Scotland's busiest airport and the UK's 6th busiest. 6th? Not even top 5. Passengers per year? 12.4 million according to the figures from 2016, averaging 33,880 arrivals per day. So if you're arriving at Edinburgh Airport, it is open 24 hours a day, and there's actually lots of ways to get into the city centre. The one probably everyone thinks of straight away is taxis. There's loads of taxis. There is a taxi rank right outside the airport, as you would expect. And also there's actually on the Edinburgh Airport website a way you can pre-book a taxi before you arrive. Does Edinburgh have Uber? Yes, it does. Taxi drivers don't like it, but yes, it does. However, taxis are expensive. Ubers are not exactly cheap either sometimes. So, other ways to get into the centre of town. Now, truthfully, Edinburgh is not a big city. It's not a massive city. The airport, which is on the outskirts, outside the town, to the city centre, is only 8 miles. It's not a huge city as capital cities go, as any city goes, really. So, there is a bus. There is an airport bus, number 100. It travels from Edinburgh Airport straight into the centre of town. And I do mean right smack dab into the centre of town, on Wavily Bridge, right in between Princes Street and the Royal Mile. You can't really get much more central than that. Once again, it runs 24 hours a day, and on average, it leaves roughly every 10 minutes. Depending on traffic, it can take about up to half an hour at the most to get from the airport and at the centre of town. It does 2 stops on the way as well. It will stop at Edinburgh Zoo, but also start at Murrayfield Stadium, the home of Scottish rugby. On average right now in the prices, it is roughly about £4.50 for a single journey, £7.50 for a return journey. And obviously there is reductions for children and elderly. Next up, the also famous Edinburgh Trams. It does run straight from Edinburgh Airport, again, straight to the centre of town. Not quite as central as the bus, but really not that far away. We're only talking a quarter of a mile. Well, it kind of is the centre of town. It's just a different part of the centre of town. So it will take you to York Place, which is very, very close to Princes Street. Opposite side of Princes Street from the Royal Mile, but very, very close. Again, it's a straight journey on the tram, straight from Edinburgh Airport, straight to there. It will obviously have a few stops. It's a tram. It's not an express bus. It's got a couple of stops along the way. But it's a good way to see some of the city on the way in. Again, stopping at Murrayfield Stadium because we like to take you past our national stadium on the way in. Now, the trams are not 24 hours a day. They start at about 6:20 in the morning. So 6:18 roughly, I think, is the time it starts in the morning. And the last tram is roughly about 10 to 11 at night, so 22:50 at night time is the last tram. The tram is a little bit more expensive than the bus. The tram's about £5.50 for a single and £8.80 for a return. Obviously, again, there's concessions for children and elderly. The trams run slightly more frequently than the buses at roughly every 7 minutes. Just sneaking in there with a quicker 3 minutes. But again, the journey lasts about 30 minutes. That's not so much traffic restrictions, but more it's got a lot more stops along the way. And obviously, if you really want, you can walk from the airport into the centre of town. I don't know why you would, because it's kind of slightly on the outside. You'd have to go over the main Edinburgh City motorway, and it would be about an 8.5 mile walk with suitcases. So I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, your life. Okay, if you're arriving into the city by train, so you could really mostly arrive at Edinburgh Waverley train station. It is the largest train station in the centre of Edinburgh and gets trains from all over the country. Again, they're very regular. I'm not going to go through every listed train because that'd be boring. Neville is just constantly wanting my attention here. Do you want to say hello? You never get to be in the video. This is Neville. Usually it's Merlin that pushes his way into the videos, but this is Neville today. Now Merlin's jealous and wants it in a video. Okay, back to the train station. Edinburgh Waverley train station is the main one. Trains come all the time, and again, the train station is smack dab in the middle of the city. You could not be more central. It's in between Princes Street and the Royal Mile, right beside where the airport bus arrives, actually, on Waverley Bridge. So you could not get any more central if you're arriving by train. Again, once you're here on the train, there's loads of ways to get from the train station to wherever your hotel is in the city centre. Taxis are freely available at the train station. Well, not free, you have to pay. It is a taxi. But there's also, obviously, bus stops right outside the train station by 3 different streets that surround the train station. So there's lots of ways from there to get wherever you're going. I obviously can't go into a whole map of Edinburgh, that'd be a little bit silly, but I will put a map up and kind of show you where the train station is in Princes Street and the Royal Mile. I don't know where you're staying, so I can't help you really more than that. But hopefully that's gave you a little bit of a hint. There is also Haymarket train station, which is a little bit on the outskirts of the centre of the city. You could get a train to there, to Haymarket station, depending on where you're coming from. But again, that gets you fairly close to the centre of town, literally on the outskirts of the centre of town. And there's buses and the taxis, and actually Haymarket station also is smack dab beside a tram stop. So if you wanted to go the little bit extra journey to get into the very centre, you could get off Haymarket station, jump onto the tram, and that would take you into the centre as well. And lastly, the main bus station. If you're arriving by bus, it's actually in between Waverley train station and where the trams stop. You've got Waverley train station, Princes Street, bus station, and then where the tram line finishes. So that's kind of, it's right smack in the middle of the town as well. So you couldn't really go wrong with that if you're coming in. Again, once you're at the bus station, funnily enough, there's buses from there, but it's not that far to a taxi, and I don't know where you're going when you arrive, so I can't help you more than that, but hopefully that's gave you a rough idea. All of these things are right smack in the centre of town. Like I said, the one advantage of the fact that Edinburgh is not a massively big city is it's really easy to get into the centre of town. There's lots of direct ways there, so hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult for you. So there we go, guys. Hopefully that gives you some tips, or at least a little basic knowledge for if you're arriving in Edinburgh and you want to get into the centre of town. Once you're in the centre of town, it should be fairly easy to get to where you're going from there. If your hotel that you're staying at is not in the centre of town, then obviously these tips are not going to help you very much. You might need to just look up yourself, but at least that gives you a basic. And that's it for this week, guys. We have a dream. We have a dream of hitting 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal. That would be my ideal place to hit 1,000 subscribers. So help us out, guys. If you like the video, please like it, please share it, please press subscribe if you have never pressed subscribe before. I don't like sort of asking for that sort of thing, but I know you kind of sort of have to, so please don't hate me for asking. But till next time, bye humans.